So hello guys and welcome back, and in this video we are going to understand about cloud computing. Now if you are a student who is learning about cloud computing, for the very first time in your life you have heard this term of cloud computing. Well, in this video we are going to discuss in very basic terms what is cloud computing. If you're a professional and if you have some language knowledge, you have a IT experience, you have 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of experience, and now you're thinking yourself like making a career in cloud computing would be a great thing. Well, in that case this video is all for you. It's of course for you. Now the only thing, this video is not for the people who already know what is cloud computing is, because we will be covering from very basics. So again, I would be requesting again, if you have such experience, please do not watch this video. And of course, if you want to learn from the perspective of 5 years old, well, in that case this video could be one for you. Now, before we start what is cloud computing, let's try to understand what exactly, like why do we need cloud computing at the first place. So consider this, we have a web server. Now I'm going to use this example of web server because that is very easy for us to explain. Now we have a couple of users who are requesting our application for the details. So they have made the request to our server and that is being served for them. Now, of course, since they are making the request, that is being served to them by our server, if I may. Now the problem arises when we have more people who are requesting the same resources from one single server. Now what will happen after some time, like of course they all are going to request the resources from that particular server. Now the problem will be, once they start requesting the resources, there will be some point where server will stop and it will start breaking. It will start breaking. It won't be able to satisfy the request because of course it has some limitations and it cannot satisfy every single request. So that is one of the biggest hurdle we have with the traditional format, if I may. Now you can say, I don't need one server. I have enough amount of money. I can actually buy multiple servers. So what we can do, we can have multiple servers upfront. Now notice this word upfront. Now again, we have set of users who are coming in for us. And this time I'm going to, for the sake of understanding, I'm going to keep it very low. Now they are requesting the resources from the servers. Now what is happening? The IT team of our company has designed in such a way that they are smartly transferring the request from one server to another so that it does not break our infrastructure. So you can see it is parallelly divided among each other. Now again, what is happening, since they are requesting, the request is being handled and it is happening quite easily because the server does not feel the workload, if I may. The server is not feeling the workload. Now of course, please do apologize for the drawing skills. Now the problem is, let's say this person decides that, okay, my request is done. Fine, I want to go. Yes, you are allowed to go because again, we have the resources. So if you don't want to come, if your work is done, you are not required to come. Now this person also said, okay, my request is also done, so I am no longer going to requiring your services. And this person also said, I don't need your resources. And this person said, okay, I'm done. I'm going for bed. Now what is the problem here? The problem is this server is underutilized, but it is costing me money. It is costing me the resources. I'm going to just keep it as a resource. Okay, it is costing me resources even though it is sitting idle. Now the problem is, if the users are not requesting resources from that server, this is sitting idle. Okay, now you can say we can divide the request, but again, we don't have enough users for that kind of a request. So what is happening? It is costing me money. Secondly, the problem is I had to make this whole infrastructure upfront. I had to purchase that infrastructure because I thought, okay, I'll have so many people who will be coming in, but one odd day they decided not to come. So what is happening? I have this upfront requirement which I'm supposed to meet, which of course, if I want to run my infrastructure, I need this. Secondly, if that is not being used, it is still costing me resources. Now, these two models, if I talk about, they both have some problems. But they have the advantages as well. What is the advantage? Like, of course, the cost is lesser here. And here the users are satisfied. At least if it is costing me, the users are at least satisfied. Now, what does cloud computing do? Cloud computing does that it helps us save the cost of the infrastructure and it also helps us satisfy the user. So it is actually cost plus satisfaction, if I may. Now this is both beneficial for the users, and of course at the end of the day it helps my business, like of course the business which I'm running in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just remove everything from here. Actually what I should do, I should select and remove everything. I'm still learning this tool, I do apologize, I'm still learning this tool. It's a good one, if I may. And yes, as soon as I said it's a good one, it's not working. Fine, great. Now what cloud computing does, it does is, like, I have these users. For the sake of understanding, I'll have only 6 users. They're requesting the resources. So one server is here, one server is here, and one server is here. And of course, similar request, they are making the request and they are being satisfied by our servers, as you can see from here. And of course, the request is being met. The request is met. Now the problem is, no, I should not say the problem. The solution is, like, as soon as this user says, okay, my work is done, I no longer need your services. These users also say, my work is done, I don't need your resources. So previously what was happening, I had this server which was costing me resources. Now with the help of cloud computing, I can remove this server. I don't need it. Why? Because I no longer need that services. If these users decide to go away, I will no longer use this server. If this user decided to go away, of course I'm not going to use that. And if this user decided to go away, of course I'm going to have at least one server with me. But out of the blue, let's say again, I have a couple of users coming in. So they are requesting the resources from the server. It is being met, of course. Why? Because we are using the concept of cloud computing. But let's say we have more people coming in. We have 3 more people coming in. So what we can do here, we can actually dynamically create 2 servers which are going to satisfy those users. Of course, this is going to make request here, and this user is going to make request to this particular server. Now again, they decide, okay, I no longer need your service. When they are gone, if the server does not need any resources, we can remove that server automatically. Now this is actually one of the core principle of cloud computing. If I need resources dynamically, I'm going to use resources dynamically. And if I'm not going to use those resources dynamically, I'm going to remove those resources. I'm not going to use it. And this model is also known as pay as you go. That means I'm going to pay for only resources which I'm going to use. So I hope with this video you understood what is cloud computing. This is not everything in cloud computing. Of course, cloud computing has so many different things. But if I talk about in terms of basics, this is what cloud computing is. In next video, we are going to cover what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So with this, thank you for watching. And if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel so that it can give motivation to our team. Thank you.